Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, just a quick one to cover some of the summoning events that are going to be happening this weekend. In fact, there's one that's on right now. It's sort of in the middle of nowhere, but we do have a 10x event from Ancients, Primals, and Sacreds for the two current faction Unity champions. Uh, I mean, look, they're fun champions. Neither one, I'll be honest, neither one right now feels to me like bam, end game MVP, right? Like Aislinn is pretty cool with the Ukraine duo and all of that, and he's cool at some of the other ones, but like I don't really like his A2 all that much, but he's like a decent protector. I actually probably prefer Fina overall. I think she's probably more fun. She's very good at like protection set. I did a whole video on her. Lots of turn meter boosting and buffing up. She's pretty fun. So I'd actually prefer her over Aislinn myself, which I think is the unpopular opinion. I think if I did a poll, I'm just guessing, I would say at least 90% of people would say that like Aislinn more. For me, I think Fina is better, but we'll see. High Elves isn't that strong right now, so she's more scalable to the future. But it really depends on whether better High Elves come or not. If you're super close to Mercy, then, I mean, maybe go for it. I guess if you really want them, if you love the faction, but it's sort of a random event in the middle of nowhere. Now, we will have a Summon Rush event coming tomorrow. On this Summon Rush event, we'll have Festival Titan points in it, which is possibly a bit awkward because, well, I mean, to be honest, if you're end game, like I'm certainly going for it, right? Or late game, this Arman's Split Soul, the 5-star, is really strong. And there's just not many points you can skip if you want to do it. So if you're going for this Split Soul, you might have to do this Summon Rush. So again, I think you're either end game and you've lots of resources and you're going the whole hog here, or you're not end game and you should just chill, right? Take a step back, do some Minotaur, chill, just work on your account. It's fine, and prepare for the next fusion because there is a fusion coming up. We do have interesting stuff happening in this Summon Rush. Now, I feel like you don't really need me here to tell you who to pull for in this one. Okay, from Ancients, Primals, and Sacreds, we've got Tatsu, Noct the Paralyzer, Gaius the Gleeful, and Prince Kaimar. So, did you get it? Yes, Prince Kaimar is by far the best of these champions. It's certainly worth having. You could even have two Prince Kaimars, could be pretty valuable. You can build them in different ways. Prince Kaimar is great. He's really good. He is definitely the pick here. The other ones are really not super excited about. They're all sort of okay, but not great. Probably Gaius is the most useful. But it's good to have one good bomb champion for Arena. But yeah, and then we come to the Void legendaries. We've got Sifi the Lost Bride, Clydna, and Shigor. Can you guess? Can you guess which one is the best? That's right. 5 stars. A gold star to everyone who said Sifi the Lost Bride. She is by far the best here. Clydna is just pretty bad. I feel like both Clydna and Noct the Paralyzer were supposed to be champions for the Sand Devils is it Fortress? Sand Devils Fortress. And both ended up being kind of useless. Now, I think it's hopefully planned that they're going to make Sand Devils Fortress easier and more accessible. They've said that that's something they're interested in doing, that they're not really happy with it. They're not happy that, you're choosing it with Godseeker. They want to make it easier and more, I think, probably focused on the sleeps and stuff like that. Maybe then Noct and Clydna will come in and be better, but then again, if you're already beating the dungeon and they make it easier, it should be easier in theory. So I don't know. Are they that important? They seem kind of weak. And Shigor, he's also a Sand Devil champion. I guess all of these are with sleep. Yeah, they all have sleep. Shigor, yeah, he's pretty good for Sand Devil's Fortress, but it's not like as reliable as the Sifi A1, which Sifi is just the best champion for Sand Devil. It's a 100% chance to sleep. Everyone else in the game has a 3% chance to fail. Sifi doesn't. So Sifi's the best. It's hard to build a team that's super consistent without Sifi. You can do it with almost any. You can do it with Canelia. You can do it with lots of champs, but you'll just have a chance to fail, right? But obviously, Sifi's the one to go for. Sifi, I've got her. She's fantastic. She's so good for Arena. She's great, just generally. Sifi's well worth having. Much better than these other two. For the epics, Allure, Tyrell, Canelia. they're all solid enough. I'd say Allure is the one to get. She's just so strong for anywhere we can turn me control. So like Dark Fae in particular, really strong for that. And then Seer and Isla Life Braid. Yikes. Seer wins that by a landslide. Isla Life Braid, she seems like she's sort of supposed to be a bit of a Sand Devil champion, but she's just not very good. But Seer is ridiculous. Obviously, wipes out all the waves. She's the best one. So, yeah, I'd say it's actually not a bad. I mean, when you look at it, you've got a lot of kind of junk champions in here, but ultimately, I mean, a progressive chance Thiefy and Seer is actually kind of insane. And then a progressive chance Kymar Allure is also kind of great. So yeah, that's kind of nice for a Summon Rush. I actually have Kymar and Sifi, so I'm not super excited about this one, honestly. But you also get bonus points from Ancient Shards in here as well. So what I would probably do, what am I going to do myself? Let me think about that really quick. But this might be worth doing. Now, next weekend, here's what I would expect for upcoming stuff. I think next week is due to be, I think it's 2x Ancient Shards. Let me double check that. I think 2x Ancient Shards is next weekend. Check hellhades.com. Yeah, 2x Ancients, it's next weekend. So there you go, right? That's going to be next. So if you spend all of your Ancients this weekend, you could be a little bit stuck. It is very possible that it could be some sort of special summon event next weekend. Instead of just a regular 2x Ancients with Champion Chase, there's a Deck of Fate coming. We know that. It's coming during this Festival of Creation. There's only the 2 weeks left. There's a pretty big chance, I'd say at least 50%, that next weekend is going to be a Deck of Fate. Now, what would be in it? I don't really know, actually. So, I'm not sure. Like, there's no obvious soul. There's no obvious champion to put in there for some sort of guaranteed type thing, which you sometimes see with a Deck of Fate. One version of Deck of Fate they've done before, which would make it maybe more likely not a summoning thing, though it could still be a summoning thing, is one that just gives you lots of gear. They've done that a couple of times. They're quite fun, actually. I like those a lot, where it's just every card flip is a really good piece of gear. They're pretty fun. That could be anywhere. Yeah, I think there's a decent chance it could be next weekend. You're, again, if you're going for this Titan event, the Festival Titan event, you're going to need probably to do a lot, or perhaps part of both, of this Summon Rush and that summoning event next weekend. So do watch out for that if you're low on Ancients, but it might be kind of a handy way to do this with Ancients. For me, I guess the one thing to note, I'm just checking, Tatsu is part, so I've got Noct and Gaius. I don't want dupes of them. For me, it's Tatsu or Kymar. Dupe Kymar's fine. I don't actually have Tatsu, so I might go for her. I've got lots of Ancients as well. But if I'm looking at the fusion, so I could actually fuse up Tatsu doing this, but it would give me an extra copy. She's not great, but I might go for it just to have a copy, you know? Kira would be nice because I'm really stuck for a listen. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of sad. But for Lady Mikage, Tatsu's good for that. I would still really be, I think you'd be crazy not to fuse the legendaries here. It's super worthwhile, even just for Faction Guardians. It's really worthwhile to get those legendaries, you know, and for empowerment down the line. So I would be doing that. For me, I think I'll put in Kymar and just pull for a second Kymar. No, I think I'll pull for Tatsu or Kymar. Not sure. One of the two. I'll probably do it with Ancients for Tatsu or Kymar, depending on how easy it is. Just because I have the Sifi already, and I don't really care about Clydna or Chigur, I'd rather save Void Shards for a possible future Void event. Bearing in mind, with 2x Ancients as well, next weekend, probably, it does mean that we probably have the fusion start after that. The next fusion will be after that. And the next fusion, probably going to start with a Summon Rush. They nearly always do. And then it should be 2x Sacred Shards, which is quite tricky. So really be careful about that as well. I'd be trying to save Sacreds and Voids for the next fusion, which again makes it easy enough to do Ancients for this sort of stuff and makes me suspicious that we could have some sort of big event, possibly a big Deck of Fate, involving Ancients and something cool. Like who knows? Like they put in a freaking Arbiter skin out of nowhere, right? Just in the last couple of days, just get a free Arbiter skin. from maxing out the thing. I did get some comments saying, "No, you noob! You have to be first in your tournament to get the skin." I mean, as you can see, no, that's not the case. It's first place for the soul. It's how my group looks, by the way. I'm slow grinding it. I need to actually get a move on and grab this skin. I do want the skin. But hey, look, there we are. Yeah, for me, because I'm going for the Titan event, yeah, I'm gonna have to pull some stuff this weekend, almost definitely. But I think with the ancient bonus, shouldn't be too terrible, and it's surprisingly a decent enough progressive. But bearing in mind, maximize your shards, try preserve them, and we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.